Hello, it's Melissa here from the Socorro Wilderness Academy, and today I want to talk to you about loose parts play. I know, sounds fancy, right? But it's really not. So, if you're not sure what loose parts play is, let me explain to you what it is. Basically, it's taking objects, like these rocks, and letting the kids play, using their imagination. Loose parts plays can be used, you can use anything. You could use boards, you could use sticks, you could use Legos, you could use blocks. Whatever it is that you want to lay out, and the kids just freely get to choose and play and pick and choose what they want to play with. It's not teacher-centered, it's not structured, it's completely unstructured, and the kids get to just go in and have a free-for-all with the toys that you've laid out for them, or the items. So today what I have to show you is some natural items that you can use for loose parts play, as well as be able to use those for some structured activities too. So let me start over here. Over here is some blocks. These were made by my husband. Basically all he did is we took our Christmas tree, and instead of just letting it rot in the yard, we let it dry out over the winter, and then the spring he cut off all the pine needles and all that stuff from it, and then sawed into the trunk of the tree and made little blocks. So the kids can build with them, they can stack, they could use them for food, they could use them for whatever it is their little imaginations want them to use them for. You could take these blocks, you could write on them, do letters, you could do numbers, just some other ways that you could introduce some letter recognition and number recognition in for them. You could do words, you could do all kinds of different stuff if you wanted to use them for structured activities as well. Here I've got some pond rocks. These are just the littler rocks, so obviously not a real good activity to have for little ones, so we don't want them to get in their mouth and choke on them. But for your preschoolers and up, having some pond rocks. For preschoolers, these are really good for counting, for some one-to-one correspondence. And basically all that is, if you take, like this rock has a number 2, took this rock and they would have to put 2 other little rocks with it, 1, 2. So they're getting the number recognition as well as the one-to-one correspondence by picking up and hand moving those numbers, the items to match those numbers. I have some just plain rocks. They have nothing written on them for loose parts. They could use, like I said, they could pretend that they're food, they could pretend that they're animals, they could pretend whatever it is that they want to pretend they are while they're playing. These are the same rocks, but these were the ones that I wrote the numbers on. So I have, just for an example, 1, 2, and 3. So the kids, for some structured activities, could take these and they could put them in order. You could make a rock that has a plus sign, a minus sign, and you could do some addition, subtraction. You could even do multiplication. If you do 2 plus 1, and then have an equals rock, equals 3. So they can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, number recognition, and then you can also do some letter recognition and word building, name recognition, that kind of stuff. All I did was I took a Sharpie marker like this one, and I just wrote the numbers on the rock. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to write the letters on the rock. So if we do, here's an R, O, C, and K. So then they can work on letter recognition, they can work on making words, rock, or you could even take and do a capital R on this one, and then you have your capital R, your little r, and then they can work on uppercase and lowercase matching of the letters depending on what level they're at. It's completely individualized for each kiddo. So there's lots of different items that you can use for free play and for structured activities, and use them all together. So even while they're free playing with these rocks that have the letters on them, they're still working on letter recognition because they're playing with the rocks, and their rocks are going to be in the print right there in front of them while they're using them. So just some different ways that you can incorporate some natural items in for loose parts play, as well as some structured items for your kiddos and grand kiddos, or even for your own students if you're a teacher and watching this. All right, so I'm out of here, and I will see you again later. Bye!